So guys, we're back looking for our perfect companion. There are a lot of different cat breeds out there. A lot of folks like the cat that they have at home. If you want to get a cat, I do, like Mike said earlier, recommend that you go out and try to find one that's in a shelter that's looking for a good home because you'll find some really amazing and special cats out there. My 2 cats at home are brother and sister that we got from a pet store that had saved some wild cats so many years ago. And they're wonderful and they're very distinctive in their personalities, very unique. And they're little punks.
Really?
Definitely.
Going to be a little naughty occasionally?
Most of the time.
Is the male or the female naughtier, or are they both equally evil?
The male is definitely the naughtiest.
He's the naughtier one. Oh,
he is
really?
the neighborhood cat who goes out and begs food from everywhere around the area.
I saw a cat by a 7-Eleven near my house the other day, and it was very friendly. It came up to my wife and I, and then we noticed its collar had a little written tag, and it said, "Do not feed this cat." And so clearly that cat was a charming little guy, but maybe eating a few too many treats. So these are good examples of how cats have very unique personalities. And also how you don't need to spend a lot of money on these breeds. But, if you really like a look of a cat or some of their interesting characteristics, yeah, sure, why not go for it?
Definitely so. Why don't we take a moment now? We're going to listen to our whole article all the way through one time right now.
Ragdolls are easygoing and loving. These cats are often compared to dogs because of their tendency to follow their owners around and even master tricks like playing fetch. Their name derives from their habit of going limp when picked up, making them irresistible cuddle buddies. Friendly towards children and other pets, ragdolls are perfect for families. While their soft, long coats require occasional grooming, their independent nature ensures they fit easily into any household. Often referred to as gentle giants, Maine Coons stand out as one of the largest domestic cat breeds. Their playful personalities, despite their imposing size, charm cat lovers. Whether it's following their owners from room to room or enthusiastically playing fetch, these cats thrive on interaction. While their long, shaggy coats demand regular grooming to prevent tangles, their adaptable and sociable nature ensures they are wonderful companions for families with children or other pets. Boasting hairless bodies and expressive features, Sphynx cats stand apart from all other breeds. Energetic and playful, they thrive on being in the spotlight, always seeking to be the center of attention. Deep bonds quickly form between Sphynx cats and their owners, who they often follow for warmth and affection. Yet their exposed skin, sensitive to the environment, requires protection from the elements and frequent baths to ensure cleanliness. With their unique nature and dog-like behaviors, these felines add an unmatched charm to any household. Cats, in all their diversity, offer something special to every pet lover. Their unique traits remind us why cats have been cherished companions for generations and continue to hold a special place in our hearts.
So here we are looking at ragdolls. And to me, a ragdoll is like Raggedy Ann, Raggedy Andy. A doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never...
But not a Barbie doll, not a hard plastic one, but one made of like old socks and cloth.
It's a rag doll made of rags.
Right.
Yeah, but no, that's not what they were talking about here. This is a kind of cat that is actually, if you look at the picture of it, you've probably seen one of these cats around. A lot of times this white body with a nice gray or different...
face.
Yeah, very interesting, very sweet looking cats. And sounds like they're pretty sweet themselves. So ragdolls are easygoing and loving. If you're easygoing, it means you're not terribly complicated. You don't have to have your water at 3:00 and your food in your bowl at 4:30. And you're not a picky eater, only eating one kind of food. You're like, hey, food. Yeah, life is good. And they're loving, so they have an affectionate temperament. These cats are often compared to dogs because of their tendency to follow their owners around and even master tricks like playing fetch. Now that sounds like a combination of my 2 cats because my boy cat follows me home And my girl cat keeps bringing us the gardeners from different houses next door's gloves. So we always get gloves at our front door.
And of course, fetch is a game we often associate with dogs, right? You might see someone in the park. They have a tennis ball or a stick. They throw it. The dog loves to run it. They get the ball. They bring it back. And then they're like, let's do that again.
And that's a ragdoll.
That's the best game ever. My cat will chase the thing, but once he reaches the thing, he doesn't know what to do with the thing.
It's like, I've already seen it.
Which
I'm
is
good.
a bit more of the cat personality.
That's the cat personality.
But to actually have the cat be smart enough or sort of playful enough to pick it up and bring it back and want to repeat this little activity, that is kind of unusual. But what about that name? Yeah, ragdoll. So, of course, we were talking about simple dolls that you might even make at home for your kid or something. That's a ragdoll. So how does it get connected to this cat? Well, it's actually kind of weird. It says their name derives or comes from their habit of going limp when picked up, making them irresistible cuddle buddies. So a lot of cats, cats, that's again a very unique thing about them. Some like being picked up and hugged and cuddled and held in your arms. Some hate it, and they'll push back or hiss or scream or scratch or just show that this is not their favorite thing to do. Please put me down. But they like it, and in fact, they go limp when you pick them up. That means their body basically loses all its strength and they just become floppy like a rag doll, as if by picking up the cat, it's suddenly gone to sleep or lost consciousness or it's died in your arms or something like that. So suddenly they just become a big floppy box of bones and fur and hair. But they're irresistible cuddle buddies. So you can hold them in your lap like a baby. You can toss them over your shoulder like a baby. They don't really mind. And so they're irresistible if you're the kind of person, like many are, who love to cuddle with their cats, who love to sit with their cats on their lap and stroke the cat and walk around with the cat, maybe even. This cat won't mind it at all. And in fact, it'll be so easy to carry around because its body has kind of lost all its strength. It's gone limp. So that's kind of an interesting feature of these cats. I have to say, I've never picked up a rag doll, so I don't know quite what that's like. But if you didn't know, it could be a little scary. Like, oh my God, what happened to your cat? I just picked him up and he died or something. But no, that's the way that's the breed. That's one of their interesting characteristics. We also learn friendly towards children and other pets. Ragdolls are perfect for families. So good with kids and pets, this especially with younger kids who might not know the best way to socialize with a cat, might want to treat the cat more like a doll or something like that. But they won't mind too much. With their soft, long coats, while their soft, long coats require occasional grooming, kind of like the Persian cat we talked about yesterday. They need to be brushed, every couple of days or something. But their independent nature ensures they fit easily into any household, so they can be left on their own for a long time. They don't need people around. So if you're busy, if the kids are off at school or whatever, your ragdoll cat will happily just have itself a long nap and be very happy when you come home, ready to pick it up so it can go limp again.
Now, the Bengal cats that we mentioned yesterday are really eye-catching and beautiful cats. But for me, this next group of cats has always kind of fascinated me. If you see them on reels when you're scrolling through reels, you see these cats, you're like, oh, wow, now that's a cat. They are often referred to as gentle giants, these cats, because they're big.
They're really big.
Maine Coons stand out as one of the largest domestic cat breeds. If you see them, they are like the Great Dane.
It's like a small dog, or a medium, not even a medium-sized dog.
The Great Dane of cats, right? So they're playful personalities, so they're kind of stinkers, right? I think that would be a good way to describe somebody who's playful. They're a little bit fun. They're a little bit stinky. They do things they shouldn't do, but...
You mean they smell bad?
No. I mean, they're like playful.
Oh, naughty. You mean naughty. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And so they're playful personalities, despite their imposing size, charm cat lovers. If somebody is imposing, it means it's kind of scary. It makes you feel like, ooh, this person's important. I've got to, your professor, when they stand over you and you've fallen asleep in class, they will have a very imposing personality. You'll wake up and you will be a little bit disturbed. So I guess the fact that these cats are just so large, they are very imposing because of that size. I can imagine that. You see this cat standing in your kitchen and it's almost up to the countertop, you'd be like, oh, okay, you win.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 times the size of most cats you've seen. So yeah, I mean, if you don't know the cat, you could think that cat could really hurt me.
That looks like it should be outside.
Right. Call the zoo.
Whether it's following their owners from room to room, so they're still cats in that way, I guess, or enthusiastically playing fetch. So we got another cat that likes to play fetch, but they don't just play fetch. They play fetch enthusiastically. They put a lot of energy and passion and interest into the way that they play fetch. If you're enthusiastic about something, you're very excited about that thing. I'm enthusiastic about learning. That means you like to learn. I'm enthusiastic about reading. It means you like to dedicate your energy and your interest to reading. These cats thrive on interaction. They want you to play with them. They want to play with other people. They want to play with other cats. They want entertainment. While their long, shaggy coats demand regular grooming to prevent tangles, so they're not short-haired cats. They have a bit of fur. They're long, shaggy coats. Shaggy. If you think of something that's shaggy, I often think of dog with the really long hair? Sheephound, I think it's called.
Oh, okay.
Sheepdog, right?
Yeah, sheepdog.
They have these coats of fur that basically even cover their eyes. The Maine Coon's fur doesn't cover its eyes, but it just is kind of long and not very elegant and beautiful like the Persian cats, but maybe there's little patches here and there that are just not so well-kempt looking. They're just a little bit less well-kempt looking.
Interesting.
And it demands a regular grooming. You have to take care of it. There is a absolute need. You absolutely have to do this thing. Demands this regular grooming.
It requires it.
Yeah, you have to do it. And their adaptable and sociable nature ensures they are wonderful companions for families with children and other pets. Sociable just meaning they like to hang around other cats, animals, and people.
Very, very cool. I haven't seen many of these in Taiwan, I have to admit. Maybe the size has something to do with it. I'm not sure this would be great for like a small city apartment.
Yeah, maybe not, but God, it'd be
cat
fun.
Like that. But if you could live out in the countryside or somewhere, if you're able to get the cat out to the outdoors, that might be a good place. Remember, of course, Maine is northeastern America. This is like almost Canada, forest, snow. So some of these animals that are sort of bred for colder climates, I'm not sure they're always the happiest here in the middle of a Taiwan summer, and that's something to think about. And it's also something that comes up in our next breed in kind of the exact opposite way, and we'll learn all about that after having a little brief visit with our Chinese teacher.
听众朋友大家好，我是安娜。我们昨天带大家看了3种猫，美国短毛猫，然后还有这个波斯猫，然后另外还有一个就是孟加拉猫。今天我们一开始先介绍真的很可爱的布偶猫 Ragdolls。布偶猫呢，它是非常 easygoing and loving， 很可爱的。这个形容词是出现在第一段的第1句。我们昨天有特别讲说，哎呀，像这种介绍很多不同人事物啦，或者是介绍一些猫的品种啦，这种文章学习的重点其实就是描写。我们可以把很多的形容词呢，都把它做一些整理。那布偶猫常常会拿来跟狗比较，因为它真的会跟着主人一直走来走去，还会你丢东西给它，它还会捡给你耶，像狗一样，有没有？最喜欢玩这种丢接的游戏。丢接游戏啊，出现在第一段第2句最后面 play fetch。当然在句子当中受到介系词 like 的影响，用的是动词 ing。好，接着我们要来看一下第3句哦。第3句逗点之后有一个 making， 对不对？这里的 making 啊是 which makes 关系子句的简化，可是 which 呢指的是前面 habit 这个习惯这个字，所以其实啊先行词你可以从 their habit 一直划线到逗点前面，那这样子的一种习惯 which makes 才使得他们让大家觉得很难以抗拒，因为好想把它抱起来哦。抱起来的时候呢，这个全身就会放松。好，那么接下来我们要看一下第2段咯。第2段呢是缅因猫。这个缅因猫呢则被称为温柔的巨人。怎么说啊？是很温柔啦，可是它的体型真的很大。像第2段的第1句呢，又来看到 often referred to as。 好，我们先把3个字抓出来。第一个就是 refer to A as B， 这个是把 A 称为 B， refer to A as B。 那前面的 often 只是个副词嘛， 所以我们会发现 referred 在这里变成了一个过去式或者是过去分词，其实它就是我们熟知的分词构句，因为它其实逗点之后才是真正的主词啊。缅因猫 often referred to as gentle giants， 那在这里的分词构句就是把逗点之后的 and 省略，把前面的主词跟逗点之后的主词既然相同也删掉， be 动词变成 being， 可是其实 be 动词啊，它是功能性的动词，所以在句子简化当中通常也被省略，这就是为什么分词构句会看到过去分词开头或者是现在分词开头的原因。好，接着我们再来看缅因猫，除了它的体型最大之外，其实它们个性也是很顽皮哟。我们昨天有提到顽皮 playful 这个字，所以它常常会跟主人在家中走来走去啦，或者也会 play fetch， 也会玩一些捡物的游戏。那当然也是要替它梳理长毛。最后我们在第二段的第4句这个地方，请把第一个字 while 特别抓出来。当然 while 可以表示时间，但是 while 在英文当中还有 although 虽然表让步的意思。我们只要从整个句子理解之后，就可以去判断 while 在这里是表时间还是表让步。所以在第4句当中，我们看到的是虽然它们的毛发很蓬松又长，需要定期的梳理，但是适应性很强哦，所以也是很适合饲养。
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
All right, so now we are going to be talking about probably the most unusual, certainly the most unusual cat breed that we're going to look at in our article both today and yesterday, and one of the most unusual in the world. So unusual, in fact, that many people, cat lovers that I know, they really don't like this one.
That's a weird cat.
And the idea of having this kind of cat breed is not appealing to them. I think they're kind of cool and interesting, but they would come definitely with their own challenges. So probably not the best cat to have for your first cat. But if you're a real experienced cat owner, maybe a Sphinx is the one you want to get. It says, boasting hairless bodies and expressive features, Sphinx cats stand apart from all other breeds. Yeah, something stands apart from all other breeds. That means there is nothing like this. It is very unusual, very unique, very special. It has no hair. So that's definitely something that's unusual. When we talk about cats, we have long hair cats like the Persian. We have short hair cats like the American short hair. And then there is the no hair cat, which is the Sphinx. And one of the weirdest things about it, this breed is from Canada. This was invented and created in Canada. And I'm Canadian, and I'm just sort of embarrassed and angry at my fellow people who decided, hey, yeah, we live in one of the coldest places in the world.
I get it
Let's
now.
make a cat with no hair.
I get it now. Mr. Bigglesworth from Austin Powers. Mike Myers is from Canada. Austin Powers. Mr. Bigglesworth is a Sphinx cat.
Right. That's a famous one from the movies.
He's petting the cat billions.
If you remember those old movies. But yes, this is a hairless cat from a cold northern winter climate. But they're very, very nice. It says energetic and playful, even though they look slightly scary. They're energetic and they're playful. They thrive on being in the spotlight, always seeking to be the center of attention. Maybe you have that friend, male or female, who decided to shave their head and then go to a party. They're kind of like, hey, look at me. Aren't I cool? Look at my bald, smooth head or something like that. Eventually, your friend's hair might grow back. But with the Sphinx cat, it won't. But they like being in the spotlight, the center of attention. They like kind of performing for people. So, for example, if maybe you had some friends over to your home, this cat wouldn't be hiding in the bedroom, under the bed, or in a closet. It would be out there in the middle of the living room strutting around saying, hey, everyone, look at me and my weird pink skin. So they're odd looking, but they're apparently very, very nice. Deep bonds, it says. We're talking about here emotional bonds, friendships, basically. Deep bonds quickly form between Sphinx cats and their owners, who they often follow for warmth. That makes sense. And affection. So apparently they're very friendly. You can bond with the cat. You'll become very close with the cat. The cat will like you. After maybe just a few days at home, they will follow you and I assume jump on you and sit on you for warmth, which makes sense because they're naked, and affection as well. So they want to be scratched, they want to be held, they want to be stroked, they want to have physical contact with you. So if that's your style, great. This cat is going to be a big lover of you, basically. It's going to love being around you, sitting on you, and spending time with you. Affection is just showing your love and your tenderness and your kindness and how much you like someone. It can be physical affection, like when you touch or hug or kiss. And it can also just be being kind and being nice and being generous and making that person feel that they are very important to you and you like them a whole lot. Yet, it says, and this is the important part because they have no hair, however, yet, although their exposed skin, their skin is exposed, it's uncovered. It's as if you're walking around with no clothes, or you take another normal cat and you shave all its hair off. Don't do that. But for a Sphinx, that's every day. That's its normal life. They have exposed skin. Something exposed, it's just not covered. If you go outside without a hat on, you're exposing your head to the sun, and in a very hot country, that might not be a good idea when the sun is strong and you're at the beach. People might say put on a shirt or something because exposed skin can get sunburn and you can get skin cancer and stuff like that. So uncovered skin, they're sensitive to the environment. Again, why did they create this cat in Canada? I don't know. Because they couldn't go outside for, 9 months of the year. But they require protection from the elements and frequent baths. Interesting. To ensure cleanliness. You do often see these cats wearing like little sweaters and shirts, right? To keep them warm on colder days and stuff like that. And that's interesting. They require baths. Most cats don't require a bath. They do a really good job with their tongue. Themselves. They take care of themselves. I once asked a vet if I should do that. He's like, no. And I gave my cat in Canada a bath one time. Terrible idea. The cat was miserable and I was bloody. But with this cat, you do need to wash it. I guess, when you think about it, their tongues are very rough, right? A cat
Probably
tongue. And if they're licking their exposed skin, that could be quite painful. So maybe they don't clean themselves as much as other cats do. So you have to help them with that and also invest in some clothes for the cat for, colder temperatures. But with their unique nature and dog-like behaviors, very friendly, very affectionate, they'll follow you around too. They love to play like a dog. These felines, or cats, or when we talk about cats as a huge family in nature, we talk about felines, lions, tigers, leopards are also felines. Canines would be the world of dogs, so wolves, foxes, dogs, those are all canines. Cats are all felines. So these felines, just being used as another word for cat here, they add an unmatched charm to any household once your guests stop being afraid of them. Because they are weird looking.
Because Dr. Evil likes them.
I kind of like them now. After reading this, I'm much more curious.
Yeah.
My wife would hate it.
Yeah.
I don't think she likes them. But now I would be much more interested in knowing.
I feel sad not liking them. I feel like you're not being nice to the cat.
You're missing out on something.
No, just like
you're being judgy.
Yeah, I'm being judgy of this poor cat with no hair that lives in Canada.
Like you wouldn't date a young guy who's bald, I imagine.
I don't know, but yeah.
A full head of hair.
So cats, we're winding up our article today. Cats in all their diversity, all their different various ways that they come, right? Offer something special to every pet lover. Their unique traits, here we're talking about their unique personalities or the unique skills that they have. You might have a unique set of traits that keep you alive as a James Bond character. But these unique traits are the different things that make you special, whether it's your desire to be affectionate or your curiosity and sociability or your love of playing fetch or your love of water with the Bengal cats. Those are all different traits or characteristics that are very special to different breeds of cats. And they remind us why cats have been cherished companions for generations. Cherished meaning to be deeply loved and cared for. If you cherish something, you hold it very, very dear to your heart. A lot of time we talk about a cherished item of jewelry that a family member gave you from many, many years ago, and you cherish it, you love it deeply and take care of it every day, or very specially take care of it, cleaning it and keeping it in good condition because it reminds you of your family member a lot of times. So these guys are cherished because of their unique personalities. And they're not just cherished right now and only right now, but they've been cherished for generations. A lot of times when I think of a generation, I think about a 20 to 25-year cycle. So if your grandma's beside you, your mother's beside you, and you're there, that's 3 generations, right? Your grandma was one generation, your mother was one generation, and you're another generation. About every 20 to 25 years, we go through another generation. We can also describe the generations if we want with a Gen X, Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, I think we have now too. And that's relating to generations of about 15 to 25 years. When people were born in that general time frame, they tend to have similar upbringings and similar backgrounds. And they continue to hold a special place in our hearts. So darn it, we like cats, we cherish them, we love them, we feed them, we call them George. We hope they love us. We hope they maybe will say hi to us when they come into a room without going, wow, feed me right now. But they do have their own personalities, and we got to give them time to love us back.
As the famous poet T.S. Eliot said, books, cats, life is good. I like that quote.
I like that quote too. Let's listen now to our Chinese teacher.
接着我们就要来看最后一种 Sphinx 斯芬克斯猫 Sphinx 好像讲英文比较顺哦。好，那这个猫就很特别，基本上它没有毛，而且它的表情很丰富，真的很特别耶。有一种猫居然是身上没有毛的，哇，这真的是，所以过敏的人或许可以养这个 Sphinx 哦。好，我们来赶快来看一下第3段的第1句。好，第1句又出现了 boasting hairless bodies and expressive features， 这个动词 ing 之后又来个逗点出现 Sphinx cats， 所以我们这样子判断的话好像很熟悉，出现了好多次，应该就是谁拥有这些特征呢？当然就是 Sphinx cats， 所以它也是一个分词构句哦。假设我们来还原的话，我们可以还原成 Sphinx cats boast 拥有什么样的特质 hairless bodies and expressive features，逗点之后的 and 本来应该有的一样，把 and 省略，反正都是在修饰 Sphinx 斯芬克斯猫，那干脆就来个分词构句。那有时候读者会想说，为什么要搞那么麻烦呢？那把句子写好就好啦。可其实分词构句就是一种句子的简化，句子需要简化的原因，就是因为跟中文一样啊，我们讲话尽量用最少的字表达最多的概念，这就是最厉害的语言使用，要言简意赅。所以如果主词都相同，做了2个动作，那干脆其中一个就用动词 ing 不就好了吗？念起来也很顺，而且言语的使用呢也很精简，这就是句子简化或者所谓分词构句最重要的精髓。好，那接着我们就来看一下形容词咯。那这个 Sphinx The Sphinx cat这个它是有什么样的特色呢？比如说在第2句当中，其实它很精力充沛哦，你不要看它没有毛，它是非常的 energetic， 而且它也很爱玩 playful， 重点是呢，它很喜欢人家注意它，所以在第3段第2句逗点中间逗点之前有一个 spotlight， spotlight 就是镁光灯啊，聚光灯，就像我们舞台剧当中，如果主角在独白的时候，通常都会有一盏灯照着他，其他都是暗的，所以 in the spotlight 就变成是大家瞩目的焦点，瞩目的中心。好，那接着呢，我们又看到了 Sphinx 其实很喜欢跟主人建立深厚的感情，而且他会去讨抱哦，他会寻求温暖，寻求关爱。在第3句最后面的 warmth and affection， 这里的 affection 其实它就是 love 的意思。所以其实啊，当然爱有很多种，但是总的来说，我们把这个层级拉高的话，其实 affection 就是包含所谓的爱，各式各样的爱，那种关心啊跟爱都可以叫做 affection。好，那当然因为它没有毛的关系，所以要特别注意它的清洁哦。我们昨天跟今天介绍了好几种猫，不晓得大家最喜欢哪一种呢？希望大家喜欢今天的内容。我是安娜，我们下次见。
Go out, find the cat that's just right for you. we've got the cats for us at home that are just right for us. And yeah, enjoy your catitude.
Ooh, that's a good one. Catitude. I'm going to type that into Instagram and see what pops up. Probably lots of videos of cats, and I'll just watch them for a few hours.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone, and take care of your furry feline companions if you happen to have some.
Bye, guys.